Long ago, in a peaceful African village, hidden between golden fields and tall green forests, there lived a humble farmer named Mufaro. He was known across the land for his kindness, honesty, and gentle spirit. But the greatest treasures of his life were his two daughters. They were both beautiful, yet their hearts could not have been more different. The elder daughter was called Manyara. She had sharp eyes, graceful movements, and a voice that could command attention. But behind her beauty lived a cold and selfish heart. She believed she was better than everyone else. She mocked the poor. She complained about working, and she treated her younger sister with jealousy and cruelty. The younger daughter was called Nyasha. She had a calm smile and kind eyes that reflected her gentle soul. She helped her father on the farm, greeted neighbors warmly, and cared for the sick. When food was scarce, she shared. When others were tired, she helped. And when her sister was cruel, she stayed silent. Every evening, villagers gathered near Mufaro's home. They told stories, shared meals, and laughed. But Manyara would sit apart, rolling her eyes. Nyasha, however, listened carefully and offered kind words. The village elders often whispered, "That girl has a heart of gold." One bright morning, royal messengers arrived on horseback. Their drums echoed across the land as they announced, "The great king seeks a bride. Any maiden who is beautiful and well-mannered may come to the palace." Excitement filled the village. Manyara smiled proudly. "The crown is mine," she said. Nyasha lowered her head, unsure, but Mufaro placed his hand on her shoulder. "Go, my child. Your heart will guide you."
That night, while the village slept under a blanket of stars, Manyara crept out of her hut. "I will not wait for the others," she whispered to herself. "I will be the first to arrive. The king will choose me before Nyasha even wakes up." She hurried into the forest, her path lit only by the moon. Deep in the woods, a small boy stood in her path. He looked hungry and weak. "Please," he said, holding out a trembling hand. "I am hungry. Do you have anything to spare?" Manyara sneered. "Out of my way, peasant. I am going to the city to be queen. I have no food for the likes of you." She pushed past him and marched on. Further along the path, she came upon an old woman sitting on a rock. "Good morning, child," the old woman rasped. "The path to the city is treacherous. Take the path to the right. The trees there are kind." Manyara laughed coldly. "You think you can give advice to a future queen? I will take the path I choose." She stomped past the old woman and took the path to the left, which was dark and thorny. At sunrise, Nyasha woke. She packed a small gourd of water and a few yams. "Be safe, my daughter," Mufaro said, watching her leave with love in his eyes. Nyasha walked the same path as her sister. Soon she saw the small boy. He was sitting by a tree, looking faint. "Oh, little one," Nyasha said softly. She knelt and gave him a yam. "Eat this. It will give you strength." The boy smiled, and his eyes twinkled like stars as she walked on. Later, she met the old woman on the rock. "Grandmother," Nyasha said, bowing her head, "may I offer you some water?" The old woman drank and smiled. "You are kind, child. Listen to me. When you reach the city, do not be afraid. Enter the palace with your head high." "Thank you, grandmother," Nyasha replied, and she followed the woman's advice, taking the path to the right where the birds sang.
Nyasha finally reached the city. She saw the great gates standing open. But suddenly, a scream pierced the air. Manyara came running out of the palace, her eyes wide with terror. She scrambled past Nyasha, weeping. "Do not go in there," Manyara cried. The king is a monster, a 5-headed snake who knows all your wicked thoughts. Run, Nyasha, run! Manyara fled into the bushes, but Nyasha stood firm. My heart is not wicked, she thought. I have nothing to fear. She walked through the gates and into the great hall. At the far end sat the king on his throne, but there was no 5-headed snake, there was no monster. There sat the handsome king, and beside him stood the small boy and the old woman. Nyasha gasped. "It was you?" The king descended from his throne and smiled warmly. "Yes, Nyasha," he said gently. "I was the hungry boy, and you fed me. I was the old woman, and you respected me. I have seen the hearts of many maidens today, but only yours is worthy." He took her hand. Manyara saw a monster because she looked with eyes of fear and selfishness. You saw me as I am because you looked with eyes of love and kindness. Nyasha became the queen, and she ruled alongside the king with wisdom and grace. Mufaro lived comfortably in the palace, proud of his daughter. And Manyara? She became a servant in the household, learning day by day that true beauty is not found in a face, but in the kindness of one's heart.